so y'all know me. I'm Morgan, the Wild Wizard, and this is Grace from Quirkyandpeculiar on Instagram.
Yes.
And she's an awesome friend of mine. Go follow her if you're not. Her blog is awesome. Her Instagram is beautiful. And we're going to be discussing Acowar.
I'm so excited to talk about this.
A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. It's definitely going to be a spoilery review. I need to mute the YouTube that I'm open. Because I have a live. Oh god. Okay, this is going to be great. So this is going to be super spoilery. Because it's the sequel. It's the third book in the series. But if you've read it, join us in our love for this book. Because Acowar happened. It was great. I'm like, this book, you guys.
So much happens.
So I have my tea. Do you still have your slush?
It's almost empty, but yeah.
Okay, so let's sip our tea and snark away as we discuss Acowar. Spoilers ahead. If I've not made that clear, spoilers for A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Major spoilers for ACOTAR and ACOMAF and Acowar. Just major spoilers.
Major spoilers for anything, pretty much, that's from the series. Anything that could happen.
Definitely. So, hi. So there are 3 people watching. I am going to be, Grace and I are both going to be on YouTube moderating the chat.
Yeah, I just found that. It took me a minute.
So Grace and I are both going to be moderating the chat. And yeah, if there are any like specific points of Acowar that you want us to discuss, put it in the chat and we will discuss those. But other than that, we have a key point list. Yeah. So Acowar happened.
Yeah.
Acowar, if you don't know what we're talking about, which you should if you're watching this, but this book, Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. It is the sequel. It is the sequel to ACOTAR and Acowar.
I mean ACOMAF.
ACOMAF. It's the sequel to ACOTAR and Acowar. ACOTAR and ACOMAF.
Yep.
And it's really good.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you haven't read it or the series yet, you should. Yeah, immediately.
I actually only
like right now.
You've got to go pick it up 5 minutes ago.
Just go to Target right now or Walmart or wherever books are sold near you.
Go to the bookstore because I'm not sure if Target or Walmart would actually still have ACOTAR.
That's true. They might be sold out already.
Go on Amazon. Go to the library.
Yeah. But see, Amazon you have to wait 2 days for, at least.
Book Depository. You have to wait a month, but they're cheap.
That's true.
Book Outlet is kind of iffy if they actually have ACOTAR. But
yeah.
Read it now, please. So what is your, I guess, quick synopsis of Acowar? Spoilers. What's your synopsis?
Yeah, spoiler alert. But I mean, I think I summed it up for one of my friends earlier, and I was like, pretty much it's just Rhys and Farah reuniting, the whole gang reuniting, and then just a bunch of little mini battles leading up to like the King of Hybern's big battle, and then Rhys's ultimate death, and then bringing back to life. Well, we said spoilers.
We did. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to. Okay, sorry. Sorry. So I'm gonna say it's basically, it can be described in, the scenes in this can be described in 3 sections. What the heck? This is so hecka cute. And they're having sex. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, it's a lot happens. Just everything. Like, from, I don't know how to describe it without spoiling too much at the beginning.
It's so good. It's just a really good book. So again, we've spoiled a lot, but go read it, please.
Yeah, if you're still watching for some odd reason and haven't read this, then like stop now and go read it.
Yeah, please go read it. So anyway, okay, so I'm gonna start with this. Number one, Rhysand is Batman. Are we all on the same page?
I mean, he's basically described as Batman throughout most of the book.
Bat wings. He flies in the night.
He's the king of night. He has the court of nightmares. Like, it's the night court. It's like so many things.
He has a troubled past where he's seen a bad guy.
The court of nightmares is basically Gotham City.
A bad guy murder his parents.
Yeah, like so much happens that it's just it makes sense.
He's Batman. Rhysand is Batman.
There's nothing else. Man Bat. Is that like the uncopyrighted version of it?
Yes. I feel like Man Bat would be a bat that acts like a man.
Yeah. So maybe he's not that.
Maybe he's not Man Bat. I mean, he's kind of Man Bat if you think about it. He's like, Man Bat.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a specific quote we remembered from it that made us think of Batman, and I can't remember what it was now, but it was just like it happened in the book, and all of a sudden we were both just like,
Batman!
Oh my gosh, actually Batman.
Okay. High Lord Bachelorette.
Okay, like that pretty much is what the book is. Like, it's not, we want this, but I mean, not that that would be bad, but like.
It's like, the entire series is like the end of The Bachelorette where she's like picking between the two.
Yeah. But like not in a love triangle kind of way.
No. Not in a love triangle.
It's not
it's one of those love triangles where you know who they're picking to begin with.
Yeah.
And one of the people is super abusive, but they won't stop.
Just there as an extra option because they needed ratings for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it is.
That's exactly what Acowar is. It's High Lord Bachelorette final episode.
But we were
who gets the rose.
We were also saying that they need to have the Bachelorette because they have all of these high lords because they don't have high ladies, and to find high ladies they should have them all play on the Bachelorette, and then whoever wins gets to be like high lady or has the high lord as their like mate and stuff.
Yeah. That's necessary. I need it. It. So we were all talking about Rhysand is a cat, and also in conjunction with that, Sarah J. Maas is owed to the cat.
Yeah, I mean,
in this book, so many people purr and hiss and like arch their backs like cats and stuff like that. That I'm just like.
So many times. I haven't counted. We were going to start a count, but we were already like almost at the end of the book by that point.
We were like 3 or 4 by the time that we had to go to sleep.
That's true. But like, I feel like at least every 20 pages someone has purred.
Yeah. It's really where Acowar was concerned, Rhys did all the purring. But in this,
yeah, everyone does it when they get angry.
Everyone purrs. Nesta purrs, Cassian purrs. I think everyone purrs at least once, except for Feyre. Because it's her POV.
Because no one would say that they purred, like talking about them.
I purred. No, I don't think that's really. I've never heard anyone talk about. No, I'm purring right now. Here. So this one has a curse word in it. I will bleep myself. But all you need is an ash arrow and a crappy attitude, and you can become High Lady of the Night Court.
I remember that now. Okay.
Or snitty attitude. Snitty attitude. Whatever. We'll go with it.
Yeah. That was when we were talking about. Wait, how did we get down to that one? I'm trying to remember now.
I think it was like, how did we get here? Oh yeah, she just killed someone, and all of a sudden she's like, she killed someone, and she started being mean to everyone, and now she's a high lady. Okay.
I think it was just it was an opening for us to just talk about how amazing Feyre is at everything she does in this book.
She's very much.
The first entire part of the book, the plans that she had in order, just no matter what happened, she had already planned for it. And like that may be a little bit like plot devicey, but like it just felt so much like she had thought this all through.
No, totally.
More than that.
Totally. It makes me happy. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
And she's very much like, awkward. One of my weird, but we'll get, it makes sense when, it makes sense. It'll make sense. Yeah.
Okay.
One of my favorite rom-coms is Revenge of the Bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I've heard of it.
It's on Netflix. It's goofy and awesome. I rewatched it last night, which is why I'm thinking about it. Are those the shoes? Something just got here. Yay! Interesting. I'll be done in about an hour, so then we can do stuff. Anyway, packages. That's gonna be great. So anyway, but in the movie. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Anyway,
okay.
So in the movie, they're bridesmaids to the lady who's marrying their best friend's ex, and they decide they need to break up the wedding.
Okay.
And a lot of it is like, we're doing this. At one point, they have the spoilers for Revenge of the Bridesmaids, but towards the end, they like are trying to ambush her, and then the police come. Like they're trying to ambush the bride, you know, get her pregnancy test. Long story, but then the police come, and she's like, she admits the entire plot, and then, oh wait, it wasn't the real police. It was, but it wasn't. You know. And I feel like Feyre was like, she was like one step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, especially when she was in the spring court, she was just like a step ahead of everyone else.
Like, I was really afraid I was gonna hate the first part of the book where she has to be surrounded by like Tamlin and Lucien and pretend that she like likes them also. But it was actually really good because of the way she did the POV, where you're kind of
seeing the whole playing Tamlin and Lucien against each other was just.
It was really good. I liked it. It made me happy because I was really afraid I was gonna hate the first portion of this book because of that.
See, I was really excited about it. I was sad because I wanted her to work more with Alice.
Yeah, Alice played like a really minor role. And she didn't even come back later. Like, I was expecting that whole setup where she was running to the summer court. I think it was the summer court. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we get something like Assassin's Blade for this, she'll come into that.
Yeah, probably. Because, like, I really want
Feyre to offer her a place in the Court of Dreams in Valaris.
Mm-hmm.
So bad. But yeah. So.
But also in the spring court part, I was also kind of hoping that before she left that she was gonna kill Tamlin.
Oh no, totally.
I was like, oh, maybe by that point, like Tamlin like then out the book, and the like second third of the book will just not be anything.
I mean, we had that kind of dream about castration and bleeding out.
We had a lot of talk about different ways that he could have died in this book and didn't.
A lot of them
spoiler alert, Tamlin doesn't die.
A lot of them had to do with castration.
Yeah.
More than one. Like 5 of them had to do with castration.
And, like, I know a lot of people who are reading it and they were like, oh, look, Tamlin's going to be redeemed at the end. And I was like, I mean, kind of. But, like, I still didn't really like him at the end. I don't know about you.
He's Tamlin. He's awful. I hate
He's
him.
Tamlin. I still don't like him. And I know some people are, like, really sympathetic towards him. But, like, his entire relationship with her was so abusive. Especially in this book, they really brought out that one scene where she doesn't protect herself at all, like, she's for magic, and he just, like, throws her into a wall, essentially, and she was like, if I wasn't Fae right now, I would have been dead.
Yeah. It's awful. It really, it's just awful.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm like, I'm joking. Hi. Oh, if you're the third viewer that just entered, hi. This is awkward. We're just being awkward and discussing Acowar, so. But yeah, so it really, I don't know, the fixing or I forgot the word. Wow. The redemption of Tamlin, of Tamlin the Tampon. I didn't like it.
I mean, I didn't hate it. Like, I'm glad that at the end she tried to bring him back and used some form or way to have him actually be an okay character, but I still was, like, fine with him dying.
Oh, and you know we're going to end up getting, like, a novella or something about it.
There's going to be a novella about his future and him finding his real mate or something, and I'm just going to be like, oh, well, good for you.
I like this book, but I'm going to skip that one.
Yeah.
That was a nasty little... No. But yeah. So.
But I mean, it'll be interesting to see if anything happens with this, like, spin-off other companion thing or whatever that's happening.
I'm hoping that there's at least one novella, because she really left that last little ending like, oh, now we gotta get the Briaxis back. Like,
yeah,
there's gonna be a novella or something.
I feel like, I kind of hope not. I feel like this is gonna be like a cursed child thing.
Except better.
Where, like, well, yeah, but, like, it's gonna have, like, another book, and it's gonna be, like, because, you know, like, how, like, I mean, Draco wasn't, like, anywhere near as bad, because, like, everyone loves Draco, but, like, he was still that character that was, like,
you think Tamlin's kiddos? Their kiddos?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's gonna be like. Is it's gonna be, like, Tamlin's kids hanging out with Feyre and Rhys's kids. That's some magical thing. I don't really know what.
I think Feyre and Rhys would let their kids hang out with Tamlin's kids.
I don't think they would, but it was gonna be insinuating.
His dad likes to sexually assault people. Maybe not.
I mean, like, I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna turn into something like that, or, like, it'll be about Feyre and Rhys's kids, and then somehow on, like, an adventure or something, they run into Tamlin's kid and, like, have to help. Because, I mean, it still doesn't matter. He's still this High Lord of the Spring Court, so there's going to be diplomatic things where, like, you're going to have to see him. So their kids, if they became High Lord or High Lady of the Night Court, are still going to have to see his kid as their High Lord of Spring Court. So, like,
wait, I don't want to think about that, because if their kids became High Lord and High Lady, that would mean that they had to die, and I don't want to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they live forever, okay? They've both been brought back from death. They can't die.
I'm not saying they'll die, but I feel like it's gonna be like a cursed child kind of thing in this next companion, is what my feelings are.
Yeah. No, totally. I agree. It'll be weird.
But, like,
of course, the thing is, we're not gonna have age. You know, with Cursed Child, they give it 17 years. Like, we aged with Harry in them.
Right.
In this,
I mean, this is
like 2 years later. Everyone has kids, and they're like over 100 years old because reasons.
But this could just be like 450 years later. Like, they want to retire and go see Miriam and Dracon or something, and let other people.
Oh, that's totally what happened.
See, so, like, maybe. There's it's gonna happen. I feel like that has to be what this next series thing is gonna be about.
Okay, So we have one more point, and then we can just start asking questions. And if you have any, I have one more point, and then if you have any points, you can bring them up, and then I guess we can start maybe taking some questions from the viewers, seeing what they want us to discuss about the book.
Okay.
From the 3 viewers.
I think, don't you and I count as one because we're on a separate link for the chat?
From the 1 viewer? Wait, I want to see what happens if I actually X out. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll tell you if it says 2.
No, okay, I'm an admin, so.
Okay. Because it still says 3. I was just assuming that meant that 2 of us and then someone else.
I'm an admin. I think you count.
I probably do.
You count, but I'm an admin. So I need to go back on YouTube now. Because that's kind of an important link to have open.
Yeah. Someone did comment. Doesn't like Draco, perhaps feels a bit sorry for him. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I meant likes Draco, but I meant I really don't like
Draco more than people like Tamlin. Draco is better than
Yeah, that's kind of more where I was going, I guess. I think Tamlin had a lot of people who wanted him to die, including myself. But I don't think I saw many people cheering on the death of Draco as every book was being released.
No. Everyone was kind of like, oh yeah, Draco. He's I ship him and Harry, but you know, everyone shipped him and Harry or he and Hermione, and felt sorry for him. But
yeah,
no
and
dead. DEAD dead.
Yeah, and like you said, perhaps feels a bit sorry for him. I think people are more sympathetic towards Draco, but I know very, very few people who are sympathetic towards Tamlin. So
yeah, I know. Everybody's just like, die. He should die. Unless they're nice.
That are sympathetic.
Not survive.
Yeah, I've seen 1 or 2 people on Instagram who defend him and are like, oh, I feel sorry for him. And I'm like, okay.
No one wants Tamlin alive.
Yeah, there's no majority of that like there is for Draco. I don't think I've seen anyone cheer on for Draco to die.
There might be 1 or 2, but I don't think there's.
I mean, I've seen people do that for Snape. Oh, Snape should die.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Why did Harry name his kid after Snape?
Okay, I like how we just basically spoiled Harry Potter, so I'm so sorry to people, but
I
didn't even. I just realized that. I just realized we're spoiling Harry Potter to talk about Acowar, so I'm so sorry if you haven't read all of those 8 books. I just ruined your reading experience, but
yeah, if you haven't read all of Harry Potter and all of the Cursed Child, you're just not. Sorry. So now we're gonna talk about Amryn and Varian, but mostly Amryn and how she things happen with Amryn. Amryn has the most character. I feel like Amryn and Moore both give a lot of character development in this.
Oh yeah, they definitely. I feel like they had so much more growth and development because in the last 2 ones, it wasn't like Farrah didn't like them or didn't want to hang out with them, but I still think Farrah felt so out of place in the Night Court unless she was with Rhys that she just didn't feel comfortable voicing opinions and stuff. And so this time, since she's his mate and she's a high lady now, she has her place, she was very more willing to open up to them and be this is my family now. And so because of that, we got all this growth.
Yeah, no, and definitely I think that Amryn went through a lot. I feel like most people didn't guess. I know a lot of people predicted a lot of things, but from what I saw, and I was watching Acowar prediction videos for up to the release. Yeah, most people didn't predict that she would end up just becoming normal Fae.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I thought she was just dead. I feel like the way that they dealt with that was a little fishy.
It was a little odd, mostly because I felt like it wasn't explained as much. It felt kind of rushed over at the end so we could get to the other parts of the story. Yeah. But
it's oh, she's not dead! Sight!
Yeah, and then I felt like she tried to make it seem Amryn was such a had such a betrayal at that one point where like she put her hands on the cauldron like Farrah did, and then like couldn't take them off, and like Amryn said something like, "Oh, I'm sorry," or like I had to, or something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just looking at
He
my
made
phone.
it sound like Amryn was working for Hyber, and then like she was pushing it really hard to make it seem like she really betrayed her when she really didn't.
You remember what I sent you when I was reading that?
Oh yeah, you were telling me you were all upset, and I was like, I'm not there yet. You can't spoil me.
Yeah, I'm like, also, I just want to know, you guys, this is a Grayson, I think, but we were debating on what dogs everyone would be. Tamlin would be like a pit bull.
What did we say? Oh, Tamlin was a bulldog. I think we said he was a bulldog.
Yeah. Rhysand. So then I saw we were debating where Rhysand was considered. Kind of settled on Black Lab. Then I met this beautiful dog. It was like a random breed. I don't even know what. At pet store. This is Rhysand in dog form. This is Rhysand in dog form.
Why did we start assigning them dog-like qualities? Like, when would we say that there should be a dog for each of them?
Oh, when we were like, Tamlin is this golden puppy.
Oh, that's right, when they all met up to talk about it, and I texted you, and I was like, they finally turned Tamlin into a puppy and chained him up, and now they can get back to
we were on FaceTime at that point. We were just like,
oh, yeah,
Tamlin the puppy dog!
And I was like, yes, chained up the puppy, so now they can get back to the meeting. Because that was such a funny scene, though, where, like, Tamlin was, like, ruining everything, and no one was talking. In the second that Rhys, like, made it so he couldn't speak, it just really went into, everyone went right back to the meeting almost immediately.
Yeah, everyone was just like, oh, yeah, now we can talk, because the infant is in the corner.
Yeah, until, like, of course Baron ruined it, but, like...
Oh, yeah, Baron is...
I mean...
And then Baron was like, LOL. And then Baron was like, I murder you! Baron is just...
Oh, yeah, when we were all so upset about finding out that they lost some of their powers. And I was like, okay, but if you didn't notice until this point.
And then Baron was like, slut-shaming Rhys.
Yes, he was.
Basically slut-shaming Rhys. And you and I were just like, no. And Pharaoh
not allowed.
Die!
I felt like I was, because I think I was FaceTiming you when I was reading that scene still, and I was like, Farrah was overreacted a lot more than I did. I was sitting here calmly like, that's just not okay. You can't do that. And then I turned the page and Farrah's like attacking him, and I was like, okay, maybe a bit much.
Just a little. Just by a little bit. But
it kind of fits the whole mate, like, overly strong emotion, like, feeling need to protect thing or whatever that they have. I forget all of the characteristics of that.
I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah. So, so. I feel like this book is just so Amryn.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about originally.
Amryn and Varian. I think it's adorable. People were kind of iffy on it after the first one. They thought it was kind of shoehorned, or after the Acowar, they thought it was shoehorned. I liked her in this book. I liked how she was very much just like, let's go. Time to go.
Yeah, I felt it kind of convenient and kind of like out of the blue, but I still really liked it because she seemed really happy. And so like I feel like there could be like a novella where it develops more back before the end of this book where you see more of the relationship develop, because it was very out of the blue.
I'm thinking I want an Amryn and Varian novella.
Yeah. We just want a novella of absolutely everything that wasn't completely explained in 100% detail.
I want a novella for everything that wasn't explained, except, say it with me, Tamlin.
Oh yeah, Tamlin.
Okay. So, but I really liked the scene where she just kind of walked out to everyone and she was wearing his clothes and he was like without his shirt and she was wearing it and she was just like, and then they walked back to continue doing whatever they were doing. Like, we know. We don't play coy. We know what they were doing.
But like that first scene.
It's book.
But like that first scene where like they first like actually admitted feelings so that everyone else knew was just so out of the blue and so like out of the ordinary. I was just like, wait, what is happening? Like, this doesn't even fit with her character. And then as it progressed, I was more like, okay, this makes more sense, I think. And so I think that like if there was a little bit more of like an explanation or a growth in the relationship of the two, then more people could be on board with it.
Yeah, I agree. But I did like it. It was good. It was adorable.
Yeah, it was cute, and it made, I think the point was to like show that Amryn wants to be more Fae.
I feel like it was the last straw for her to decide that she wanted to be Fae.
Yeah, I think it was trying to help push that idea so that you'd be prepared for the ending.
Yeah, so that when she was not Fae anymore, we were like, no! Like, Wilhelm scream!
Yeah. So I think it helped the story along and helped provide information for the story.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it could have used a little bit more development so that it was a little more obvious.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like it's just, I don't know, it was out of the blue, and at the same time, it's very much like how it is a lot of times where it's just like, we say nothing, and then we counsel each other.
I mean, I guess so.
It's very much Amryn's I'm a blogger moment.
That's true. But yeah, the relationship was really cute.
Yeah, it was awesome. We're just like, yep. But it was awesome. I really liked them.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to talk about more, and then I think we can start seeing if anybody has questions about what we thought about different parts. So,
yeah.
Something, and I think we need both more and the different queer elements of this book. Because it was, I've heard a lot of people that shame the way that Sarah J. Maas writes queer characters, except there were some really important ones in this book.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but there was more than there is in any of her other books at all. So
I know we had the High Lord of the Dawn Court was gay.
Yeah, Helion?
No, Helion was bi and polyamorous.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I don't even know his name. It was like, I think it started with a T, like Tarmius.
Here, I'm trying to think of it now. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Is it?
Hold on.
I should have written it down. Okay, no, that's Helion's part. He was in the huge, like, scene with...
Thesan.
Who?
Thesan.
T-H-E-S-A-N. Yeah.
Helion and Thesan, Callias, Baron, Rhysand, Tamlin.
Yeah.
Tarquin. Thesan. His name was Thesan.
Okay.
So I'm checking out. Nope, no one put it in the chat. So we were the first ones to get. So Thesan was obviously gay. He was his mate or whatever was his captain of the guard.
Yeah.
And then we have Helion in all of his amazingly adorable bisexual polyamorous ways.
Helion was just a very interesting character to read about. Just all of anything he said was entertaining.
I feel like he was the Leo Valdez of this book. I don't know if you've read Heroes of Olympus.
No.
Okay. He was the Jesper.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Jesper the Cassian, kind of the silly but serious.
Yeah. Helion was really an interesting character to have. Like,
it was great. It was, and he added some comic relief just with the whole love square with him and Moore and Kathleen and Ezra.
Is it a square? Is it more than a square? I felt like there was more people than just a square could hold.
Well, there was also, you know, Cassian and Nesta, and it's like a love circle.
It's like a flow chart. You need a lot of. It's really
the ships in this book are a flow chart. But the only people that don't have a flow chart. Okay, so there are 3 up at the top. You have Tamlin with an arrow down to Feyre, who has arrows back and forth with Rhysand.
Right.
They're separate from everyone else. I kind of want to draw it now.
We should draw this at some point.
And then, but yeah, so it was, but the whole that he wanted that to have like no orgy with with that little section of the inner circle. It was adorable. It was like it added some funny quips between characters.
It did. It was a very comic relief moment, and I think it was added so that the later parts with Moore could be more fleshed out with like an understanding.
Yeah, definitely. The stuff that people were saying was bad ace rep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree.
Yeah.
I think it was more looking at. It was definitely more.
Mm-hmm.
More looking at. Okay then. It was more looking at incest in their relationship. Like they had lived so long that with their souls, the love for anyone else had departed with their souls.
Yeah, and I don't think it was even talking about Ace in essence at all, really. Almost, it was just talking about what they've done with this incest relationship that's created this problem for them.
Yeah. And then more.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I like it a lot. I like the way they handle, because a lot of books when they deal with bisexuality,
mm-hmm.
they deal with, and yeah, Moore was the harmful bisexual stereotype of being kind of slutty sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But they handled it fairly well, dealing with like the house that she had been going to was run by lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it also handled it well because not all bisexuals are 50-50.
Yeah.
You can be 75-25 or, you know, like 90-10.
Yeah, and I liked that before that story, or before Moore's story came out, there was the little moment with Azriel where he was talking about Miriam's, I just forgot the person's name.
But I know Seraphim, or one of the Seraphim. Again, he's in here.
It was Miriam's like cartographer or whatever who was gay, and it like added into more story somehow. Like Azriel was connecting it to more later.
Nephel.
Yeah.
She was awesome. But so we had some side characters and some very important characters that were LGBT in this. Made me happy to see some of that.
Yeah, it was exciting to see that representation in there, considering it's not in any of her other books yet.
I mean, I know there was a couple in Throne of Glass, but
I think there are. I've read Throne of Glass, but it was a while ago when I read Throne of Glass. But they're very minor if they're in. Heard
that there was at least one in Empire Storms.
There might be. That I read that.
What I've heard, I thought there was like a trans person in Empire Storms.
There was. Wait, that sounds possible.
That sounds possible.
I'm having to rethink the whole entire book right now because I've been so focused on her Acowar that I haven't actually thought of Throne of Glass series in a while.
So anyway, we can delve that later, but it was nice to see.
It was interesting, yeah.
So I'm gonna open it up to the people in the little box. So I'm going to type. I'm gonna say any things y'all want us to discuss.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we wanted to talk about immensely, like really, really wanted to talk about, but I think we covered a good majority of it.
Oh, red lace under things.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all knew. Everyone has already said this. There has been Tumblr posts going around for like book 2 from the beginning of Acowar when it came out about how they have to have this book end with that.
And it did. It did.
And they did. And I was very glad Sarah J. Maas listened to the fans in that, because I could have seen her ending this very differently just to spite the fans.
But she instead went and just the entire ending where he was like, "So you went to the store without me?" Just
okay, but they like flew off into the like night sky, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cute!" And then she flew, like she actually started flying, and that was just adorable.
It made me so happy.
It was a great ending. Like
a great ending. It was handled really well.
Mm-hmm.
Really well. And it made me very I liked the way she ended it. I liked this book. I did prefer Acowar Acowar. I thought I said Acta. I was like, no. Acowar.
I think
I like the Hades Persephone. Oh, we didn't talk about Snow White.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, because we had that realization like 10 minutes before we went live.
Yeah, we've been on here for like an hour before we went live. Just kind of discussing what we really wanted to talk about. We should have written that down. We should have written everything down, and we just didn't.
But no, I kind of like realized at the beginning of the book, we had both realized that it was kind of taking a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs retelling format where
they had the poison apple.
They had the Faebane poison apple that Feyre had that
the 7 members of the inner circle.
Right, and then there's
Asriel Moore, Amryn, Elaine, Nesta, Lucian.
Right, and then there was the and then I was talking with you earlier, and I realized the scene where Rhys comes back to life is kind of reminiscent of Snow White, because it's the 7 people coming together with their power, and then like Feyre is like helping. I don't know. It really reminded us of.
Hugs him, and it just mushy, gushy happiness.
Yes, it was
It was really good. It was really good.
It was good, and it was just a weird. I don't know. I really liked it, and it was a good way to kind of keep with the retelling theme, because after the first book, I mean, you couldn't obviously.
The second book had a little bit of Hades Persephone, but they didn't go all the way there. Like they didn't. The first book was just broadcasted. This is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, that's how it was sold. Like trying to get people to buy it for the first book was very much like, go read this because it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. But then that like ended with the first book, so you had no option but to like either come up with a new retelling. So.
And the second one was a little bit. I feel like it was kind of half and half. Like half of it was it's Sergeant Mass book, the sequel to this, but it was also this is Hades and Persephone.
Yeah, it was, and I mean that one I don't think took it as far as most retellings do. Even the first one didn't really.
I feel like the first one it connected all the way through, and the second one got like bit like the whole going to the night court for like a specific set of time, like a specific chunk of every month, like a specific amount. The bargain, the whole Hades Persephone bargain, they got that, and then they just kind of dropped it halfway through.
Yeah,
but I think this was marketed on Sarah J. Maas and Rhys and. That's it.
Right. Well, that's all they need to market it is Rhys and Sarah J. Maas. But like this one, I felt like it picked up the Snow White idea like halfway through the book, and then it kind of just was like an running theme, and then all of a sudden at the end it just kind of came back, and I didn't even realize it when I was reading it. It was until after that I thought about it.
The first half, I feel like they had like 2 entire different retellings of Snow White. Like the first half was a retelling, and the second half was a retelling, and they were the same story.
Yeah.
So, Heaven Light, just Heaven Light. But it's definitely a retelling of Snow White. Which I think that I don't know how many people have picked up on that. Obviously the second half of it. Obviously the first half is very blatant. Apple, poison, death.
Yeah, that reference, like the second I read that, I was like, okay, so we're going in that direction.
Yeah, but the second half is more subtle than that.
But hold on. I was wondering if there was gonna be any cover hints to it, but there's not really. That would like help think, because like none of the books really have they have a theme, but like none of them actually have anything that has to do with like the retelling. I think super visible, at least. I mean, like,
I noticed that Feyre's belt has an eyeball on it.
Okay, but that could be more like, yeah.
That has nothing to do with Snow White. But
yeah, like,
yeah, I don't really see anything.
I don't know. I was wondering if it was going to have a hint, because that would help like solidify that this is actually supposed to be a retelling, and that wasn't just like, I mean, I know it wasn't accidental, because that wouldn't have been an accidental thing. But like, since very few people have picked up on it.
Yeah, I really like the quote on the back cover. The painting was a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, this book was really good.
Oh, speaking of that, I wanted to talk about all of the red flags that Tamlin should have noticed in this book about how Feyre is not acting anything like she's ever acted before. And how do you not know that she's tricking you? Because it was so obvious. Like, Lucian obviously knew, because I had the whole glamour thing and that he could see through. And he knew about her melting the ring and whatever.
Oh, I didn't realize that he had a glamour and he could see through it. Whoa, okay.
When she like finally left or something, she was talking about her arm and how she like had it perfectly glamored or whatever for the thing or whatever. And yeah, and so he then like way later in the book he talks about how, oh, my eye can see through glamours and stuff, or like see if you have a glamour on. And I was like, oh, so he knew the whole time that she was faking this.
Oh, I never.
But
I'm like,
but like, Tamlin should have realized this, because I'm not saying that what happened in the first book wasn't traumatic, like the whole under the mountain thing, but that was a very traumatic event, and her PTSD afterwards was very much like, I'm very depressed, I'm not doing anything, I'm not going to paint anymore. And then after everything with the King of Hyper, basically seeing her two sisters forcibly changed into Fae, having her mating bond supposedly broken, and having to remember everything that Rhysand horribly did to her, you'd think that her PTSD would still be a similar thing, and instead she acted just like she did at the beginning of book 1, which is what Tamlin wants. But like, I thought he would have realized that she wouldn't have acted immediately like that.
I just feel like, because I don't know, I don't even know.
Maybe Tamlin I'm giving him too much credit.
I feel like he was so blinded by the need for his toy.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that was supposed to be the point, is that he's just so blinded by like what he wants her to be like versus what she is, that when she was just acting exactly how he wanted, that he didn't care to look deeper and think like, this isn't how it should be, this isn't how she reacted last time.
Because Tamlin, say it with me, is a tampon. I'm sticking with it.
I mean, he is kind of. I like the Tamlin the Tool thing. Like that's pretty accurate too, because he's very
Tamlin tampons. He's the worst. I don't get the Tamlin sympathizers.
I mean, I think I could have seen it more if this book hadn't included that scene at the beginning where he very blatantly harms her and all of that, and he's just
like, and we rain debris on you, and she is bruised and hurt, and if she was a human, she would have died. And
yeah, and like that scene, I think was put in to heavily solidify that he's an abusive person. To anyone that was doubting that, oh, this could maybe not be an abusive relationship, like that was to solidify that this is seriously a problematic person who needs to get some help.
Just get some help, Tamlin.
I don't know how you do it, but you need to get help.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, did you want to talk about the way Feyre took down Ianthe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to talk about the monsters, actually.
Oh, okay, because I knew you were very excited about Ianthe getting taken out.
You're dead now! Yay! I don't think there was a way to make Ianthe redeemable.
I don't think there was. I mean, I don't really think there was for Tamlin either. But I feel like Ianthe was the one
who sold out his sisters.
Right, and Ianthe was a different situation in the fact that her whole like reasoning for doing everything was even more selfish. It was just like, I want to. It wasn't really, this is how I think things are, which doesn't excuse anything, but like, she was very much like, well, I just want to do it, so I'm going to. It wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah. Ianthe is, I think Ianthe should be the tool, and Tamlin should be the Canopon.
Yeah, maybe.
And
where Tamlin's there's more blood involved. He's hurting everybody.
What?
Where Tamlin's involved, there's always more blood around because he is hurting everybody.
Yeah, but Ianthe just wants to destroy things. And she wants to, she's more of a, you know, I'm not even going to say that aloud. Hold on.
Ianthe is very much,
Ianthe is...
She's the new Amarantha.
She is.
That's pretty much what they did, is they just created her as this new version.
They did, and she just wants to have a child with a High Lord. She wants to put herself in a good position.
Right, and she doesn't
really crash anything else. It's true though.
She's just doing things that are like going to satisfy what she wants, and not. I mean, Tamlin kind of does that too. He says he's protecting his people, but let's be real. The ending of this book, his entire people were wiped out essentially from his court, and he was just like, "Oh, I guess I'll help you now because I have no choice."
Yeah, can't be much of a High Lord if you don't have anything to lord over.
Like, he really didn't even care about his people, because as much as he tried to make it sound like he had some noble cause for wanting to do these things, it was very obviously him just, I don't know, being, I want you as an object, so I'm going to treat you that way.
Yeah.
So do you want to move on to the monsters, creatures, things now?
Yes. I'm just like, Ianthe died, yay.
It was a very exciting news.
Death and destruction reign supreme. So the monsters made me happy because we got to see all of our old babies.
We get to see the original Faye Sand shipper come back.
The surreal.
I think that was probably.
Oh God! When she was like, I said, stay with the High Lord. Wait, you meant Rhysand? Of course I meant Rhysand. I'm like the #1 Faye Sand shipper. What did you think I meant?
She was like, who else would I have meant? There's no one else. There's only Rhys.
There's only Rhys. Like, come on, girl.
I love how she made it. It was kind of like that. It was hilarious. And she was just like, who else could I have met? There's nobody else that would ever, like, you should just always stay with Rhys.
I love how she said that, and she hadn't even met, like, Feyre and Rhys hadn't even met yet. And yet the serial was like, kiss, 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 kiss.
She was very much like that, like, annoying little character that's like, I'm gonna just tell you what you need to do, even though you don't even know who this is yet. I'm gonna try and tell you what.
High Lord. Wait, you meant Rhysand. Well, I should have stayed with him once I saw him.
Can we also talk about how like Farrah and the serial were like kind of already like friends, because this is the third time that the serial has allowed him.
But the serial was really like, what, you thought I wouldn't show up for you, girl?
Yeah, the serial was like, I'm here for you whenever you need me.
Yes. No, I feel like I feel like Serial is kind of like the Muses in Hercules, like the Disney Hercules movie, like I ship it. Say you're in love.
The serial was very much like that sassy side character that you just need for some things.
Yes, and then she died, and my heart broke.
That was so sad when she died.
Okay, so the Bone Carver and the Weaver siblings. Mm-hmm. I bet you we have to see the Weaver's brother in a future book. We have to.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a loose thread.
Yeah, it was. So. I mean, what was the thing that lived in the library again?
The Bryaxis.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember its name. But I think that like that huge trilogy just coming together of like monsters to come help was like really interesting, and I think it really added.
It made me so happy.
It was really exciting, and I think that I liked that a whole like mini thread of the story was Farrah trying to figure out how to get these people to like help her and join her, and then like her facing the Ouroboros. I don't know if that's how you say that.
And I love how that like later on it brought her back to like she thought of herself as what she had seen.
Right. I really loved that, and I thought I think it was the final like her coming into herself as like a fae and like finally accepting absolutely everything.
Okay. Definitely.
Because before that, even when she was talking with Reese in a bunch of scenes, she was very much talking about how, like, to her, she was upset that she contradicted him in person and, like, called him out on something. And he was like, no, you're supposed to. And she's like, I don't want to. Like, that's wrong. It's not my place to say these things. But I think after talking or seeing the Ouroboros, she more was like, okay, I am myself. I can call this out because like I have validation now. I'm a person who can have worth. I can do these things. So it was a very strong moment, I thought.
It made me happy. Mm-hmm. So I think is that all we have to discuss?
I think so.
Wow, we did it in less than an hour.
That's because we've talked for like 12 hours about this already.
True.
We've been reading for 4 hours straight of us just reading by ourselves while FaceTiming.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, oh, the thing happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I think the last thing we really have to say is, I'm a blogger!